All right, so let's get straight into it. We've got some brand new official news from the Outriders dev team right here. It is Dev News Day, so this is something brand new the Outriders team is doing. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that in just a moment, but we have several topics that we're going to be diving into today from the official post from the Square Enix community manager, including the topics for further discussion about survivability and legendary drop rates. So we're going to be hearing about that. Finally, they're talking about legendary drop rates. Extra notes, player appreciation package, etc. New updates about that one, and known issues being investigated for new patches. So we will be diving into that right now. Plus, we're going to be getting some more community feedback as well, and talking about how Outriders is performing right now in the sales numbers. So let's do this. Hey everyone, what's happening? Open World Games here, hope doing good. And yes, once again, we are talking about Outriders. Let's dive straight into the actual update here. Right here, it says, first things first, we have not done a good enough job of explaining or surfacing certain mechanics and decisions in the game to players. To that end, I am planning to, over the coming weeks, create a series of threads that will shed a bit more light on how certain systems are designed to work in Outriders. Now, I'll also make sure that these threads are shared via the in-game newscast system so you won't miss them. My hope is that a more widespread and better understanding of these mechanics will make the game more fun to you, but will also help us identify key pain points more accurately. That would actually be really useful for sure. And again, I will definitely keep you guys in the know as to what goes on with patches and things like that. Now, it says this, a few initial focuses for further discussions, damage reduction and survivability mechanics. Let's talk about that one. Outriders has a number of mechanics including shields, armor, resistances, spike, damage protection, health gate, and more that all work together to calculate how squishy or tanky your particular character is in the face of certain damage. I think that's probably, maybe should say danger. I don't know. It says, however, as mentioned above and observed in a few discussions recently, these mechanics are not 100% clear, and in some cases, example spike damage protection, death protection, and invincibility are secret mechanics with hidden cooldowns. Yeah, we got to know about these secret mechanics and how they work. Now, he says, understanding these mechanics is a key aspect of understanding damage mitigation or one-shot kill instances and related issues. So we're going to be getting some sort of information regarding this in the future. I honestly can't wait to find out, how this all works. Very, very curious. Now, we have legendary drop rates. Let's talk about this. This is what I'm most curious about right here. It says, we're aware that some players are unhappy with legendary drop rates as they currently are. This is a topic that across various game modes and difficulty levels includes many layers and further questions. To that end, we're planning to share more information about legendary drop rate mechanics in the future to help you understand the system in a bit better and to help make your farming more targeted and less frustrating. All right, so that's good news, but it sounds like they are really diving deep into the legendary drop rates. My personal opinion is they need a quick fix on this with Tiago immediately give the legendary rotations in his shop. Like, just do that. Let's stop messing around here. Now, also, they did say this. Note that this is just an initial step regarding this matter, but it is required for us to make informed choices. Anthem went through this thing. They tried changing the RNG system. Just update the shop. Add a rotation. That's my opinion. And then for the big DLC, that's when you could rework how you do your RNG system. This is my personal opinion, because I know this stuff is going to take forever to adjust. At least I would think. Now, we have balancing right here. Let's talk a little bit about balancing. It says, I actually wrote a good 3,400 word draft for a thread about balancing in the week following our bullet build rebalance to respond to the concerns raised by the community at the time. This thread explained how we wanted to go about balancing, why the bullet build changes were necessary, and included a fact to answer just about every balancing design question you have. Why were there only nerfs? Why is balancing even required? Which players do we look at when considering balancing, plus many more questions. It also talked about the difficulty and learning curve that we had in mind when designing Outriders and Expeditions in particular. Now, they furthermore say this, however, the subsequent issues around inventory restoration and damage mitigation made such a thread quite out of touch to post at the time. I'm hoping to be able to revisit this draft and share a more current version of it in the future to help better explain our initial vision around balancing. That would be cool. And it says, regarding further balancing, we first want to see how things shake up regarding our latest patch, since damage mitigation issues or malfunctioning mods could push the meta in certain directions, ... Not because something is unbalanced, but because players might not have been finding certain aspects of play reliable enough to use consistently. And yes, we'd want to focus primarily on buffs, not nerfs. So at least there's that. So that's good news, actually, that they do not want to do any further nerfs. Thank God. I was like reading this, getting super paranoid, about to prepare a comment about they better not do this or that. But it's good to hear that they are not wanting to do actual nerfs. All right, so we have some extra notes here about the next patch and stuff and things. It says, next patch. Our next patch is currently undergoing testing with the intent to release in the latter half of next week. We'll confirm this next week when testing wraps up. We will share specific patch notes with its release. Now, we know that our previous patch took uncomfortably long to release, but we do hope to be able to be patching the game much more frequently now. That is such good news. Man, I really hope that's true. That's all I gotta say. What about the player appreciation package? You guys may remember that we're supposed to be getting like a free legendary and then some titanium and stuff like that. Now it says this is currently undergoing testing, and I will share more news around this as soon as we have a confirmed go live date. The tech for this package is based on the restoration script we used, but needed additional coding, as we are, for example, attempting to ensure that players would only receive a legendary weapon that they previously did not obtain. And there were some ideas on how players wanted this to actually work, including the fact that a lot of you guys wanted to be able to have like a menu open up, showcase all the legendaries, and then be able to pick the one that you wanted. That's another cool option I think would be really neat. Or some of you also wanted to see the option of having an entire legendary armor set given to you, since it's so difficult to get a legendary set in this game. But again, they are planning on hopefully adjusting something with the legendary RNG system in this game, but we'll see how long that takes. Now, we have another personal note from the community manager right here. He says, I will be out of office next week, May 31st to the 6th of June, due to personal reasons. Robbie Square Enix will, however, be posting any news updates here on Reddit in my stead. This is just a note to indicate why you may not hear from me. Okay, all right, good to know, good to know. Now, they also have this post right here about known issues and issues still being investigated as well. They're investigating trolls kicking other players at the end of expeditions. An upcoming patch will implement a feature that prevents players from engaging in this antisocial behavior. Stop with the antisocial behavior, dang it. Also, we have sign-in issues. Our latest patch implemented additional telemetry, which will give us a better insight into specific issues certain players might be facing. This telemetry will help us understand at what specific point of the process the sign-in for these players fell. So it looks like they're going to try to update that for you all. And then multiplayer connectivity issues related to rubber banding and lag. An upcoming patch will implement better region-based matchmaking in order to improve the quality of connections players experience in multiplayer. This may lead to initially long wait for matchmaking to connect, but the sessions should then be better quality. Players from different regions may still be matched after a certain period of time has passed. So it sounds like it has some drawbacks too, but overall would be a good, solution, I suppose. We'll see how that one works out. Only time will tell, I guess you would say. Now, they say this, we are continuing to work on improving the multiplayer experience beyond this change as well, so please treat this as just one of the ongoing series of steps to improve this experience. I'm extremely curious to see what this means right here. Now, crashes and memory leaks. Upcoming patch will continue to address occurrences of these and improve the overall stability of the game as well. And then they have a whole list here of specific bugs that they are going to be looking into. It's actually kind of long-winded, but let's take a look at it right now. It says specific bugs. It says no, this is not an exhaustive list of things being worked upon. This is not a list of patch notes for the next patch. Upcoming patch will address issues that may not be listed here. The team are currently also going through the database to identify and prioritize or freshly investigate issues that, as requested, were raised in previous patch threads. Alright, investigated means that we have been able to successfully reproduce an issue on our dev environment and are currently looking at the root cause of said issue. Alright, so let's just take a look. So these are some of the issues that they're looking at. All items being marked as new when entering new gameplay session. That is such a pain. Trickster movement impeded when using Cyclone skill and being stunned. Hell's Rangers items not appearing for your players on Epic Game Store. Certain mods not working, in particular when you're the client during multiplayer sessions. They're looking at Scrap Grenade mod stops working after cutscenes. Weapon mod Ravenous Locust does not deal damage if used together with Weightlessness mod. Players dying while a shield is active. Trickster's Hunt the Prey does not turn the player towards an enemy's back if aiming down sight immediately after activation. Devastator's Gravity Jump can cause a client player to get stuck. Devastator's Statue set bonus ends after 8 seconds. And Technomancer's Borealis set bonus is not applying properly. So a lot of things here. Pyromancer's Feed the Flame skill may not properly proc. Ash affected multiplayer. Revive functionality not working as intended during multiplayer sessions with high latency packet loss. And journal entries pickup not appearing on secondary characters, and damage block stat on exhibition results screen occasionally appears inconsistently or abnormally low. So there you have it. A lot of stuff that they're looking at right now. It seems like they have found the actual root cause there as well. Don't know why the gameplay footage was paused there, but anyway, moving on. So yeah. Also, they did say, every Thursday is going to be their time that they're going to be getting official updates to us. So it's going to be something new every single Thursday. So just make a note of that. I'll probably be updating about Outriders, of course, every Thursday. So just remember that. Now, a lot of you guys are wondering, well, how's Outriders doing in sales numbers? Since I say this is a franchise, it's actually still doing pretty good. Check this out. This is according to MPD, which of course tracks all the sales in America and elsewhere. Here are the April's top 20 games according to MPD. We have MLB The Show 21, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, new Pokemon Snap, and then Outriders is sitting in the top 5. I honestly was not expecting that whatsoever, so that surprised me. That's kind of why, of course, you have Square Enix looking into turning this one into a franchise despite its issues. So anyway, let's go over your top comments. Let's do this right now. Remember, leave a comment down below. It can end up right here in a video. You never know. So my most recent Outriders video was called The Big Update is Out Now. Here's what has changed. Let's see what you guys had to say about this. Now, Nate Thorne and stuff says, of course the bug exists in some manner. Everything they fixed to date still exists in some manner. This suggests they're aware of some of the problems, but they haven't found the root cause of each bug. They really need to take the time to find out what is at the root of each of these bugs. Honestly, they need to, I don't know if they need to expand the team, quality assurance. Something needs to happen, especially for, going forward in the future for expansions and Outriders 2. What we do know is People Can Fly is rapidly expanding its portfolio of developers. They're buying up studios in North America, left and right. So, yeah, you never know what's going to happen. I think they have a total of 7 studios now. So, hopefully in the future that does make, it less time to actually address these issues. All right. Now, OG Devora says this. The issue always was the Porphyrios. One hit from them takes 50 to 70% of my health, and when there are 20 of them swarming from every direction, it just isn't there. Exactly. Darius Malone says, really hope they improve the legendary drop rates. With such a large legendary pool, this game's RNG and Tiago not updating only makes the grind seem hopeless. I hear you, man. My Ginger Gooner says this. I have Techno at level 50, Challenge Tier 15, and level 49 Trickster, and I was seeing a lot of big damage spikes again. Dang, People Can Fly don't seem to have a clue. Revert the game back to pre-Golem and test the crap out of it till it works. It's very simple. Just goes to show devs not playing their own game. Yeah, a lot of people just want it reverted back to pre-Golem, to basically the launch era of this game. Sound off if you're one of those people. Let me know. But thank you all so much for watching, for all the comments on the video. And stay tuned for more Outriders. By the way, for those of you that have stayed this far, one game that I am wanting to cover, and I've mentioned this several times before, is, of course, Genshin Impact. I'm curious to see how many of you guys actually play this one. I personally have a ton of fun with it, and it would be cool to hop on this for news, updates, and things like that in the future. We'll see what happens, of course. But yeah, I just want to know what you guys would like to see. So please sound off in the comments below if you would like to see Genshin Impact. If you made it this far into the end of the video. By the way, I'm proud of you if you did. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.